Yeah.
Okay, all systems go. Yeah.
Yeah. Particularly like.
Do we want to unplug that screen since we're not using it?
Good evening, this listening session of the month. Good evening, this listening session of the Montana Public Service Commission is called to order. If you have not signed in yet, please do so. As we're identifying information, address, etc., we can use that to look you up if we need to contact you and clarify a word or something that was said. This is a scheduled listening session in the commission docket number 2025-01-015. The purpose of this session is to receive public comments about the status of Class D garbage services provided by Allied Waste Services of North America, LLC, and Allied Waste Systems of North America, LLC. You may be familiar with these companies doing business as Republic Services or Republic Services of Montana, which is how they do it in this county. I am Commissioner President Brad Molnar, Commissioner for District 2 of the Montana Public Service Commission. With me today are Commissioners Randy Panucci of District 1 and Commissioner Jeff Wellborn of District 3. Due to the miracle of modern redistricting for the Public Service Commission, my district is south of the river. Commissioner Wellborn's is north of the river. And the donut of Big Timber is Commissioner Panucci. You got all three of us here. Commission staff is also present. We have legal staff because this is a legal question, and we have the compliance staff. Those of you who have called in and voiced complaints. Odds are 1 in 3. That was true. We have 3, and they do it on rotation. So if you have complaints, that's fine. But we appreciate the service that we got. But I'm sure would not fall on deaf ears. For the record, the time is 5:36. The date is Thursday, February 6th, 2025. And we're conducting this listening session from the Carnegie Public Library in Big Timber, Montana, and by Zoom. We're here today to listen to public comments. It's not our job to talk unless clarification is needed. As a result, this meeting will not have a question and answer format. The commission and its staff will not be commenting today or answering questions. If certain technical questions arise, I may defer to the commission's legal counsel. Please be mindful of your use of time. If everybody here got 2 minutes, we're going to be here past 7:30, so that others have adequate time to comment. Please note if people are saying kind of all the same thing, and that's fine with us. We need to know the commonality of it. But if you have something that's pretty specific that you think we need to be apprised of, agree with the others and be sure to get it on the record. Comments should be delivered professionally and respectfully. Please confine your remarks to the specific topic of this listening session, which again relates only to Republic's garbage services. Please note that this session is being recorded and all comments received will be public records. So please do not include confidential or private information for your comments. The Commission now invites members of the public to comment. Please remember to speak into the microphone, state and spell your name, and state the town where you live, which will be around here, probably big here. Also, if you are speaking on behalf of an organization or if a business, please identify that organization. Or, you know, county commissioner, city, whatever. We will begin with the comments in the room and then move to commenters online. Are there any commenters in the room? I see one. Please state your name and organization.
So my name is Ryan Kaufman, and I'm with Republic Services. So I'd like to say, good evening, Commissioners, Sweetgrass County and City of Big Timber. Again, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Ryan Kaufman, and I am the Municipal and Government Affairs Manager for Republic Services here in Montana. Republic Services takes all customer reports seriously and are fully aware of all the service issues in Sweetgrass County. We are actively addressing the concerns and will continue to be responsive to all service-related matters, including those that are specifically brought forth today. At Republic Services, we are proud to set an internal standard of 99.9% success rate for our services. Even with that, we strive to be 100%. We recognize even when we're at 99.9% of our service to those who fall into the 0.1% matters. And we strive to make things right for those individuals. We take it seriously when we do not meet our standards, and with over 16,000 opportunities a month in Sweetgrass County alone, our recent service has still been 99% successful. We acknowledge that our current level of success is not up to our standards, and even for that 1%, it is well below the standards that our customers have come to expect. We'd also like to emphasize that we're taking a number of steps to improve our service reliability, including doubling down on our attempts to hire local drivers and site attendants here in Big Timber and Sweetgrass County. Hank, Matt, and Ashley live in the area, and we're happy to have hired them in the last 30 days. Being flexible in the types of vehicles, those with smaller wheelbases, utilized to access areas impassable by garbage trucks during severe weather while keeping our drivers safe. When a service issue occurs, we work with individuals within the county and the city to offer appropriate credits, notifications, and service to get us back to the standards we've all come to expect. We recognize that rural areas at times are much more difficult to service than urban areas. And we know we have let some of our rural customers down because of weather and communication errors. I want to assure those here and the commission that we take all of those needs of our customers seriously. We would enjoy the opportunity for any customers in attendance today to meet with our team member outside. He's in a gray jacket located in the entrance of this room. During this listening session, we will actively listen to each public comment and we'll appreciate the chance to provide brief thoughts at the end of the time for public comment, unless the commission would prefer we address each comment individually, which we're happy to do so to our best ability. While we recognize that there is room for improvement, we are confident that the adjustments we have and will continue to improve will improve our service area. We will continue addressing any concerns and work collaboratively with the PSC and the community to ensure quality service for our customers. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Are there any other commenters in the room? Hands up. We'll start at the front and work our way back.
I'm Kim Bennett. I live at 42 Pavy Lane off of Swamp Creek Road, about 5 miles north of town. And my pickup rate has been about 50% for the last, I don't know, months. And this has gone on ever since the pandemic started. We get calls that you're going to be postponed, and you're going to be postponed, and you're going to be postponed. And out where we live, if you don't like tie your can to the fence or figure out some way, I mean, the driveway's half a mile long, and it's blowing 70 miles an hour, you're gonna lose your can. Well, it's sitting out there for days waiting for someone to pick it up. I have to call in. They don't reach out to me to offer me a refund for all the times they missed. I have to call in and get the refund. And when I asked them last time, they said, we're sending a truck from Billings to pick up the trash. So an hour and a half or whatever it takes them just to get over here, let alone service everybody. So I suggested maybe you find somebody locally and pay them well, pay them a living wage to stay here and drive the truck. So I don't know, our whole road doesn't get picked up 50% of the time. So I don't know where these statistics are coming from, but that's my lived experience of the situation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Bennett. Next.
Is that microphone on? That was.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is that better? Okay.
You may have to go again.
I'm ready to go again.
My name is Kathy Morgan, KATHIMORGAN, and I live at 54 Cow Creek Road. My garbage has been picked up once in the last 2 months. I've called repeatedly. I've been offered a refund, or they said they could come out and get the garbage. And so I've said okay to both. I've asked for a refund, and I've also asked them to come get it. Nothing happened. Most recently, I called and they said that there had been a picture attached to my record that showed that my can was not at the curb. Well, I live on a county road, there's no curb. And, but the can permanently sits 3 feet maybe off the road. And the picture showed my can there right where it always is. It's been there for 15 years, never had a single complaint. And I wouldn't have even known that this was an issue if I hadn't called in to complain about my garbage not being picked up. So I decided to play along, and I said, okay, I'll pull it out to the edge of the road, but you need to know people are feeding hay along there, and it shouldn't be right in the middle of the road. It can't be, because people need to be able to drive there. So I pulled it the 3 feet, set it on the very edge of the road. The garbage was never picked up. I called yesterday, same thing, was told about the picture and that it needed to be at the curb, pulled it onto the road, it wasn't picked up today. I've called and asked for a supervisor to call me back, never received a phone call. This has gone on for months. My last regular pickup was the very 1st of December. So I feel like we're following the proper channels and nothing's being done, and it's time to take the next step. They're not answering our calls. They're simply not.
We see, Commissioner Pelosi wants a point of clarification.
I want to make sure I didn't miss this. Can you tell me how many days weather has been snow-free or good weather in the
No,
last?
not exactly. When they took the picture of the can that wasn't on the curb, the road was completely plowed. There was a berm maybe this high that they would have had to pull the can over, to get it right onto the road itself, which I could easily do, in a matter of seconds, and I did. But I can't tell you exactly how many times the road has been bad, but not enough not to pick up, more than once in 2 months, certainly.
Thank you, Ms. Moody. Are there any other public comments? Again, we're just gonna work our way back and then start up there and work our way back.
I'm Dawn Curry, and I live west of town and in a rural area, of course. I've had service for about 2 years.
Can you spell Curry, is that with a K or a C?
C. I've had service for about 2 years. I used to just do it myself before that. I'd say yeah, it averages maybe 50% in those 2 years. Then in December, I got picked up the 1st of December and then not again for the rest of December. Through into January, and I called and they said they'd be out that week and then weren't. Then came the week after finally, so that was my first time for all of December and January, and then haven't come again since. And they, said it was because of weather, but December, we didn't have any snow because we tried to go sledding and we couldn't find snow, so. This week, sure, this is a little different, but no, a lot of it was just fine, so, and no reason, and then the refund was, less than what I'm actually paying too. And they said they could only refund 4 out of the 7 times that were missed because of weather. So,
Could you tell me if you live north or south of the river?
I live, north of the river.
Thank you. Next.
Thank you, Commissioners. My name is Melanie Rowe, MELANIEROE, and I live south of Big Timber on Highway 298, Main Boulder Road, right on a busy road, busy highway. I've probably been with Republic Services for 30 years, and this past year, our service has continually gone downhill. They would miss pickups randomly. We put the can back out. I mean, we have trouble with animals and bears and everything, through the summer months when they're out, and the wind, of course, is bad. But then come December, I think we were picked up twice. We're a weekly pickup. They didn't come at all the week before Christmas, the week of Christmas, or the week of January 1st. Then we had a bad snowstorm. I didn't expect them to come that following week. They were supposed to come the next week. They didn't come. They were supposed to come last week. And I'm not sure if they came and they only got half the garbage because there was still garbage in the can. And I assume they didn't come. We don't have a lot of garbage. But someone said, oh, wait, sometimes they only get half of it. So anyway, and then I put it out again. They didn't come yesterday. Apparently they came today. My elderly mother-in-law ran the driver down and said, you need to pick up our garbage. So anyway, and I have called and complained. Most of the time, if you miss a week, it's like, okay, whatever. But for the most part, it's really difficult. We don't know how to plan. We don't know whether to leave our cans out there. We don't know whether to bring them in. As I said, wind, animals are an issue. And then when you call, it's a kind of a rigmarole. You get the person who answers the phone who says, oh, okay, I'll put you on the list to get picked up. They have till tomorrow night at 6:15. No, okay. So they don't come at 6:15, then I call again. Oh, well, they can come up till Monday. Then they don't come again. Then you have to call. Then you have to get somebody in billings. And then you have to call and get a credit, which I think I haven't received a bill. I pay like quarterly. I haven't gotten a bill yet, but I believe there is a credit on it. So at least that part, but it's a hassle. And my 92-year-old mother-in-law is not going to be able to do that. She can't hear anything on the phone. It's a big hassle. I can do it for her. But anyway, regardless, it shouldn't be that hard to do this. We pay our bills on time. I don't get that. I'm also a county commissioner. We're getting a lot of complaints from a lot of people in the room. What should we do? How can we manage this? We all have private contracts with you. And it's just really difficult. And I said, well, call and let me know if you're not going to come and I won't put it out. So anyway, we're kind of working through that issue as well. With your permission, a lady that lives up in Whispering Pines, which is farther south of town, called me and asked if I could read her submittal. She's out of the country right now.
Of course.
You good with that? Okay. This is from a lady who lives in Whispering Pines. She's in Italy, unable to attend. We have not had garbage pickup for 5 weeks. And they live up there full time. She said there's not a lot of people around. Most of the full timers are gone next week, so I'm hoping maybe you could help us. Republic's responsible for picking up the garbage. If it's summer, we'd really have a mess between full garbage cans and bears. Anyway, she said she did, a neighbor told me before I left that he saw the garbage truck turning around in the white spot in the road just below the ranger station. But he didn't have any idea that he hadn't picked up the garbage. So anyway, it's just an ongoing frustration, so.
Could you please restate your name for the record?
Oh.
Her name,
Yeah,
the lady.
Oh, the lady, oh, you know what, her name is Mary Friend. and I think it's FREUND. I can get you that information though, she'd send me text. Anyway,
Just for the record.
okay, all right, thank you, I appreciate you coming to listen, and thank you, Republic, for being here to listen as well.
Thank you. Why?
Okay.
Would it be okay if we waited for a little bit and
It's okay.
I'll pick you up and report on that way?
Okay.
Okay, are there other public commenters? Yes, sir.
Chip Road, south of Big Timber,
The town of Beacon?
south of Big Timber. Yeah, and I see your garbage guys, I don't call and complain, I make Melanie do it. So, I just catch the guys on the trucks. So anyhow, and they've been real polite and they always listen and stuff. And we take care of the road up to the mine in East Boulder. And we always make it clear so they can get the garbage. And I tell them, if they can get in and out, and if they get a little stuck, we'll give them a pull if they need it. So we're trying to help them. But it looks like there's a disconnect with the Republic echelon, the upper, talking to the drivers, because those trucks aren't worth a darn in the snow. I think you know that too, probably. They don't get around, they gotta chain them up, and you're running chains all the way 30 miles, you're gonna burn them up. And they need different trucks, and I think they need to listen to, do you have, can I ask if you have different trucks, four-wheel drives? But they need different trucks. And then you see in the summer, they're going all the way up to Christicon, that's way up there. That's ridiculous. They're just beating their trucks up. I think they need to talk to their drivers and get a better route for them, so it's doable. It isn't doable. You have these cans, and my grandma, they bless them, they go down by the barn and pick them up, but we should take it up by the road for them. And then there's other places they dive down in, there's no way they're gonna get out of it. So I think they need to work with their drivers more and listen to them what they need. And I know they have very high standards, but they need to work with them. I think it would work better. I wasn't prepared to say anything, so.
Are you doing well, Chip, for off the cuff?
Yeah.
We thank you.
Yeah, and the only reason I know that is because we run dump trucks and it's hard to get them around, and there's some places you can't, so.
Did you say we plow the roads and we have dump trucks? Do you work for the county?
No, we're private, Tom Rowan's son,
Thank you.
Big Timber.
So you're like excavation, something like that?
Yeah, and we take care of the mine road, the East Boulder Road. And then we always keep an eye out for them if they're in trouble or something. They need to get the cans so they can pick them up better. That's just my opinion.
Thank you not only for your testimony, but for your obvious willingness to be helpful.
Thanks.
My name's Andy Carter. I live at 705 Highway 191. I have I have 4 services with you guys. And the whole month of January, I wasn't serviced once, I don't believe. December I wasn't serviced. January has been a little better. I'd say about 50% though. But I've called multiple times, and when I call, they tell me that somebody's gonna come following day or whatever, but the problem I've had with it is, I've been charged multiple times for not being picked up. I have to call in and then ask for a refund, and with all of my services, I mean, we're talking quite a substantial amount of money. I mean, I'm paying close to $200 a week on one place, you know, but they'll call me and tell me that they're coming to. I get messages all the time, and they just never follow through. But that's about all I've got.
Andy, you have 4 services. Are you in a business?
Excuse me?
Are you in a business that needs Forest Services?
I have multiple homes that I caretake, and then we also have quite a bit of construction work going on right now, so I have multiple roll-offs.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Next, yes, next comment, please, thank you.
Good evening. My name is David Peterson. I live out on 48 Jim Parent Lane. And I have a couple of comments, I guess. I will make them brief. I can ditto the pickup or lack of since December. The issue of plowed roads and the trucks on some of those roads, I don't understand. I don't begin to, what can they go down or they can't. I think you've got a public health issue. We have a lot of wind, comment's been made. I get trash bags strung out, coyotes drag it all over the place. Doesn't get picked up. It's kind of hard when the snow is out there. But today, I don't think the roads are that bad, but we got an email, well, they won't be there again today. So they came twice last week. They did make that, but since December, they hadn't been very reliable. The other comment I make has to do with the containers. Back in May, we were having issues. The wind was very significant, blowing over lots of trash, etc. I caught one of the drivers, made a comment. He said, "Oh, no problem. We'll bring you a bear-proof one that had snaps." The issue had been as the drivers were getting out or whatever they do, we put bungee cords on, which I think you're not supposed to do, but with the wind such as it is, that seemed like a reasonable solution. But every week, the cords are always cut. I don't know why or how, whether they take them up and they go in the mechanics and they cut the cords or whatever. Just a pain in the backside. You have to come back, put all these cords back again in place. So the solution that was rendered was, well, we'll bring you the bear-proof container and it has 2 snaps on it. Well, the problem's really not solved. They still have to get out and put time in to undo the snaps on those containers. So I got a raise in price on, or about $10 a month for that bear-proof container. And then of course, so now we're bumping $40, $30 a month, and service hasn't changed. So it's very frustrating to see trying to work with it and solve problems of garbage blowing all over, and yet it's going nowhere. So now the roads have been plowed. The person that does the plowing out there is here tonight. And I can't again say, well, this much, that much snow, you can't go with the trucks. But I can tell you, I do it every day. That's it.
Thank you, sir. On this side of the room, are there any further public comments?
My name is Kelly Kirby. I live north of town. My concern, I have started documenting everything. We moved back home in August. August was good. September was dicey. Our pickup is on Fridays of the week. When they wouldn't pick up on Friday, I would document it. I would go on the website, report a missed pickup. I would get either a phone call or a text or an email. We'll pick it up the next day. Sometimes it happened. I kept documenting everything. It got to the point where at the end of the month, I would call the billings number and say, I haven't been picked up all month. December, January. I would get a credit, but then going on the invoices, the credits were never the same. I would not be credited the same amount each month. I would not be credited the fuel recovery charge, I believe is what it's called. It could be anywhere from $20 to $50 at random. Invariably, after submitting missed pickups, I would call for that credit. The next week, my trash would get picked up. On each of the phone calls to billings, the individuals that I talked to, lovely, helpful everyone indicated, yes, this is a problem, yes, this has to be solved. One pickup a month is not a solution. I know my neighbor, literally a 10-minute walk away from me, hasn't missed a pickup. I know the most recent time, last week, on Tuesday, I saw that I was coming into town, I saw the trash. I parked my car right next to my trash can. I stepped outside, I leaned on my car, they backed up the road. They had picked up the neighbors and were headed out when they saw me. And reversed to come get my trash. It's a 10-minute walk between the cans, if that. I don't know. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. What was, sir? Giving deference, I'm gonna.
Thank you.
I'm
I'm a little deaf. My name is Dale Vermillion, my wife Margaret, we live out in Great Cliff on Boehner Road. And, you know, we finally got our first pickup since way before Christmas this week. And just before I left, come here this afternoon, there was another message from you folks saying that you wouldn't be able to pick anything up this week. We've got 2 trash cans, one at 37 Bay Road, another one at 68. One's a 90-gallon can, the other's a bear-proof container of 4 yards. And that was the one that really gets filled up, especially when the fellow that's doing our hay puts some stuff in there too. So we frequently don't have a garbage can that's full or empty really. Anyway, I don't have very much to offer that's different. Well, you know, when I try and call somebody, I'm just as likely to get somebody in Las Vegas. And the one telephone call that got me some good service was somebody that picked up the phone in North Carolina. So that trying to find somebody to talk to is a problem. But we have a 3 yard that's supposed to be picked up twice a month, and the other 90-gallon can is supposed to be picked up once a week. And none of them were picked up in December. I'll leave it at that.
Thank you. And you live north of town?
What?
You live over right, Great Cliff, so you don't live on the river.
Yeah, I live about 2 miles out of Great Cliff on Boehner Road.
Okay, is that south of the river?
North of the river.
Okay, thank you.
Right where the sweetgrass comes into to the river.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is a good idea. Some people that want to talk from this side are lining up by the wall so that we reduce the time. So if you want to speak on this side, if you're comfortable, stand over by there when somebody is speaking, that would help.
Hi, my name is Kim Flake and we live 4 miles.
Please spell your last name.
Plake. We live 4 miles outside of town, Seward County. We have been since December getting about every other week pickup. I've called it in. It is hard to call in because you're on hold like for an hour or more. And then well, actually what's really frustrating is when I've called, they look it up and they say, oh no, you were picked up. And I said, no, your records were wrong. We were not picked up. No, it shows. They said, well, you're wrong. Okay, we'll have somebody out there tomorrow. And they don't come. So that's frustrating. The only credit I've gotten was after I wrote to your offices and I got a response from Tina, who was very helpful. Then the company called me and actually offered me a credit and said that they're working on things and everything should be good. And then, no, we missed a week again. And then this week, our pickup is on Tuesday. We watched the trash truck come, our neighbor, we're county roads. Our neighbor the county plows the main loop and then we're on a cul-de-sac and our neighbor plowed the cul-de-sac, so it was open, it was clear. And the truck came down the cul-de-sac and for whatever reason, decided to go off-road and make a turn and got stuck. So they waited about 20 minutes for a second trash truck to come out and pull them out. And where they were stuck, they were right across the street from our trash can. And the other truck came, picked them up, and then they both took off. So no pickup. And we tried to find them, but they were gone. Like they just quit picking up out there, I guess. So I was gonna call in, but they ended up coming out this afternoon again. So it's just frustrating. I don't appreciate that they say we've been picked up when we haven't been picked up. I don't understand that logic at all. And then just having to call in when you're missed. So thank you for being here.
Thank you. Are there any other commenters on my left-hand side of the room? Public? Okay, we're coming back to the front.
Hello, thank you for being here. My name is Angie Moen. I am the president of a nonprofit called
MOEN.
MOEN. President of a nonprofit called Friends of Dornick's Park. We have a 50-acre park and the dog park about 200 yards from our transfer station. And I know everyone else has a different topic here, but ours is we know we're in a windy area, but the cardboard just blows all over near us to the river, gets caught up in the fences. We've had that for a while. We have wonderful volunteers that just show up and will pick it up. The receptacles that you have to put things in like that, they changed it a little bit with the cardboard, but it's still, I think their compactor wasn't working and it just gets put out and blows all over. But most recently, we've had the recycle bin. I don't know if they overpile it and no one's picking it up, but I can't tell you how much garbage is in our park, how much milk jugs and plastic stuff all over. So this is new with the plastic. But I don't know if the solution is, I don't know if you service Livingston, but they have big containers for the recycling that are closed and just slots to put things in, where we seem to just have open. There are some containers that you can put a big cage down on the top, but they never seem to do that. So, or just a big tall fence built around it higher than what is, but yeah, for us, the garbage blowing all over is really, really bad.
Just a clarification. Is the garbage coming from activities in the park or from adjoining properties?
It's coming from the transfer station. It's the way the wind blows, and then it blows over to us. So it'll be all caught up, especially our dog park is a little bit closer to the dump transfer station, and that's just lined the fences with the cardboard.
And that's mainly from the transfer station.
Yes, and the recycling bins are also in there, and that is just, I don't know if, I think maybe they didn't get a pickup for a while for the recycling. I could get into that whole thing. I'm even wondering where that plastic goes, but they just pile it, and we're in a windy area and it's just all getting just blown all over.
Would you know if the transfer center station is run by Republic? Is it run by the county? Do you know?
You know what? I'm not sure if anyone in here. We have some county commissioners, maybe.
Republic.
It's Republic. Okay, it's run, yeah. I thought it was, but yeah, it's Republic.
Very safe to start. Thank
Okay,
you.
yeah, thank you.
Okay, let's this side of the room down, seeing no more hands. If somebody comes in later, we'll circle back around. Are there public commenters on this side of the room? We'll start from the front, work our way back to the gentleman in the camouflage tent.
Yeah, my name is Dan Doug. I live at 84 Highway north of town. And Yeah, I just flat discontinued, I mean, with the service, start hauling my own. And I guess the biggest reason, I did notice the other day at the transfer, the back door of the transfer was just plumb missing. You know, total disrepair, and the garbage just blowing right straight through the thing. I could see the garbage lined up on the fence. I thought, I wonder how long this is gonna go on. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next on this side, yes. Yeah. You guys know 2 out of 3 throws, see those.
My name's Kurt Laba, Kurtlau, he is a wood, ACH. I live north of town at 3 Hoyland Lane. Not much different than anybody else, but just a few additions to that. In June alone, my wife had received 4 voicemails for pickups. Being delayed, 4 different pickups, being delayed, postponed, and then eventually not picked up, about 50-50 on that. And then since June, 34 calls that she's received for on the day that we were supposed to get our pickup, and it was being postponed to the next day. And again, it's about half of the time it does get picked up the next day, the other half of the time it's the following week. And then the same as everybody says here, yeah, we've been picked up once in the last 5 weeks. And most recently, my wife called today because we never did get picked up last week. She was told that she could not get a refund for last week because they were gonna allow 2 weeks worth of garbage this week, which our pickup is tomorrow. Chances are we won't be picked up tomorrow, so.
Okay, thank you, Kurt.
Hi, I'm Eileen, Eileen. Last name is Ewan, Ewan. And I live on the East Boulder Road, 20 miles south of Big Timber. And I've heard a lot of people say about the bad weather. Well, our main problem was in August, when we've got guests and regular trash and it's sitting there and it's a lot warmer than it was today or yesterday, you know, and we've got bears and so on. So I hate to see people dwelling on the amount of snow, because this lack of service has happened when it's beautiful outside. And also, someone had calculated this out on Facebook, but they had calculated the amount of refund that they'd gotten. And there was still a charge for fuel recovery. And it may seem like a small thing, but someone had calculated out, if they didn't pick up our garbage for 3 months, they were still making money and they hadn't picked up our garbage. So I figured that person that would figure that out to the penny would be here tonight, so I wouldn't have to say anything, but I didn't really hear anyone mention that at all. Oh, I know, the other thing is, it was suggested that we call the Public Service Commission, and it was, the number was real easy to find, and someone answered the phone. And my husband said, was that a person we're talking to? And I said, yes, it is, it's Katie. And I said, well, I was told to call Emily or someone like that. And she said, no, I can help you. And I said, you can. And she said, I want to know when your garbage wasn't picked up, and then I want you to call me when they pick it up. And I want you to call me every time they pick it up. So I thought that was from the Public Service Commission. I just wanted to say it was wonderful not to be on hold and to get a response like that. You let me know when they pick it up. So thank you.
You're welcome, and just for the record, if it's a business day and during business hours, they do not use phone trees. You get a real person regardless of what you complain.
Well, it was very impressive.
Well, I double think this.
Hi, my name is Haley Savior. I live north, 191.
So your last name is?
DESA
S.A.?
VEUR. And I would think since about September, I've called to complain more than I haven't, which kind of makes me a crazy lady. I don't like to be that lady, but we very seldom, they'll go weeks at a time without picking up. And when I do call, my big thing is, well, how can I fix it? What can I do? Why isn't it getting picked up? And I've been told that our lid's open, but we're not allowed to bungee it and we're not allowed to put a rock on top of it. We live where the wind is gonna blow, my lid's gonna be open. And then I was told that it's too far in the gravel. It has to be on the asphalt next to the highway. I live on Highway 191. We have semis going by there, we have tractors going by there, we have cars going 60, 70 miles an hour. And my garbage has to be on the highway, on the asphalt, otherwise they won't pick it up. My concern is, and I asked, if it gets hit, whose fault is that? Who's liable if that garbage can gets hit? If it causes a wreck? If something happens and somebody gets hurt because they hit my garbage can because it has to be on the asphalt? And in response, I was told that I would be liable. I was told that that would be my fault because I'm responsible for that bin. And I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's okay. And I think making us have it right there in order for them to pick it up, that's not okay. That's a risk. And before I had it next to our stop sign, which is about 2 feet from where the asphalt is on the gravel, I wouldn't have known that I had to have it up there unless I called 100 times to complain. Nobody ever called to tell me anything. It gets ridiculous and it upsets me. Sorry, that's all that I have.
Thank you so much. What part of town or what part of the county do you live in?
I'm north 191, right on the highway.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening. My name's Ryan Rhodes and I'm with Yellowstone Air Service.
All right, cool.
RHOADES. With Yellowstone Air Service, we are south of the town on 191, it's the airport. I know when we first started over and like 4 years ago, we struggled really hard just to get trash service. Like we switched it from the small can to the commercial big can. And I think it was probably 2 or 3 months of arguing back and forth, saying they delivered, it really wasn't. Finally got it. Anyways, all of December, not picked up. They picked up once in January. I get it in the winter because it's the hill coming up, it gets snow drifts. So when there's a snow, we know they're not gonna come. Like nobody just gonna go up there. But you know, they don't call ahead and say, hey, we're not gonna make it, nothing, no notices, nothing. So I know it's been hit and miss for the most part. So it's definitely not 50%.
Thank you, sir. Any further public commenters? Yes, sir.
My name's Justin Ferguson. I live here in the city of Big Timber. Thank you, commissioners, for conducting this meeting tonight. I'd just like to make one comment about the percentages of pickups. There's 2 people in my household. I've got a 90-gallon tote. If they miss me 1 week, I don't call. If they miss me 2 weeks, I will call. But my container will hold generally a month's worth of garbage, household garbage. I'm on the city council here in Big Timber, and it seems like we spend an hour each meeting talking about garbage issues. Hopefully that they will be resolved. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for your service on the city council. Any further commenters? Yes, sir, in the back row.
Commissioners, thank you for coming. My name is JV Moody. I'm a county commissioner. I'm also a resident of Sweetgrass County, and we've talked on the phone about this issue. I think it's fairly simple. There's a lot of people in here right now. Raise your hand if you have an issue with Republic Services picking up your trash, okay?
Silent majority.
Raise your hand if you're worried about animals getting in your trash when it's not picked up, or the wind blowing the cans over. It's on and on and on and on. Now raise your hand if you think Republic Services has a 99% pickup rate. They do not. They do not. It's a problem for us as commissioners. They talk about how, I watched the hearing last week, talked about the weather and how the weather has affected the pickups. I don't know about you guys, but December was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. We had 0 snow in December. Did not affect our pickup. The problem that we're having is all these county residents are bringing their garbage in because they don't know what else to do, and they're dumping it in city garbages. And I sent pictures, didn't I, Ryan, to you, and said we're getting frustrated and our residents deserve better than that. Do they? That's my question to you. Do they deserve better? Yes. And you have a very captive audience right here. And I will remind you, this is half the people that I thought would be here, but there's a basketball game going on too. So the people here are willing to pay those prices that they've been paying. They complain about it, but as long as you guys come and pick the garbage up, that's fine. They'll keep paying it. We'll continue to complain about the fuel recovery fee. But when you don't come and we still pay that bill and that bill still comes on time, that's when people get frustrated. And there are other options, okay? There are other options, and I hope you guys are looking into that for us. Thank you very much.
Hey, I have a question. According to my notes, and my hearing is what it was when I was young, back when topsoil was lost. Almost everybody was north of the county, south, south part of the county, down by McLeod. Were there anybody here, are there any people here from inside the city limits of Big Timber that are having similar problems? Sir, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's in the city and in the county. What I'm gathering from that. Okay, anybody from the city that has not testified that would like to at this time? Yes, sir, in the back row.
I'm Justin Arlian. I live at 270 Arlian. I live at 272 Highway 10 East, but I also own a business at 101 Bramble Street. Iron Star Pizza Company. I have text messages that actually went directly to Ryan, clear back in August, about Iron Star Pizza Company not being picked up. We have a 2-yard container that's supposed to be picked up every Thursday. They had skipped at least a whole week. It was over a week and a half. I called the phone number, the Republic number. You get somebody in another state all the time. It doesn't, you ask to get transferred to Billings, you won't get transferred to Billings, they'll transfer you to somebody else. So I went to City Hall, asked the deputy clerk, how do I get a hold of somebody actually at Republic? Well, we can't give out a number. Just have to figure something out. So I went online, typed in Republic Service contacts. Billings Chamber of Commerce has his cell phone number listed. I called him, he answered. Iron Star got taken care of right away. That was in August, after that incident. Then September 13th, I have a text that 272 wasn't picked up. I sent it to him. That was 2 weeks of no service. I got a text back from him that said, call you right back on a call. I'm assuming he called me. No, he didn't call me back then, because then September 18th, it still wasn't picked up. He said, okay, I will call the driver right now. So that was Wednesday, September 18th. Thursday, September 19th, my garbage can at my house is tipped over by the wind that I'm supposed to also, as Haley said, put on the road. I don't put it on the road. 272 Highway 10 East, like our wind there is, well, the last storm was 60 miles an hour. If I put it on the road, it's gonna be on the road. School buses, kids, 70 miles an hour down that road. Somewhere in that same time frame, then there was a garbage can. Our garbage can was moved. White permanent marker was wrote, this garbage can has to be here. You wanna know where that garbage can was at? Across the road. That's where our garbage can was, but it said, put your garbage can here in white permanent marker on the top.
I got that too.
And it wasn't anywhere close to where we always, I've lived at this property for 8 years, I've never had a problem until this year. And the can's been in the exact same spot every time. I called and I went up through like 4 or 5 people with the writing on the can. I mean, that doesn't do anybody any good. Like, that can go anywhere. Make a phone call or tell us where it should be. And the same response with these pictures of what they send you. They say it's not picked up or they can't get to it or what. It's the same picture actually, because I've asked them to send it to me and I have 2 emails of it. It's the same picture. It's a picture you guys just read. Honestly, you just keep sending the same picture and your 99.9% pickup rate is 50%. But you guys, what happens is in your computer system, you call in, it's not being recorded correctly. So I started using the app this last week since I knew this meeting was happening. So you log in, you say you missed a pickup online. So these are the text messages then that are sent from Republic. So we're supposed to be picked up on Tuesday. That was January 21st. We weren't picked up we're supposed to be picked up by 4 o'clock. That's what we're told. Our route's by 4 o'clock. So 4 o'clock, I put a missed pickup. We're sorry we missed your recent service date. We will pick up your solid waste on the 22nd. Then I also get, after that, at 5 o'clock, due to road restrictions, your waste services will be delayed until January 22nd. But then on the other side of the token, you're supposed to have your garbage out by 6 a.m. There's no garbage trucks running at 6 a.m. But you guys are asking for that. Why can't you put the same due to road restrictions at 5 o'clock on Tuesday, put that out at 6 a.m. then? You wait a whole 12 hours and everybody puts their garbage out and it just sits there. At this point, you've basically programmed everybody to just leave their garbage in. I've been working up Howie Road. There's Howie Road and also Swamp Creek where Kim Bennett lives. People can't, nobody picks up their garbage. There's garbage cans full and then they're told, oh, I'll put your extra garbage out. Okay, let's put extra garbage out. So now we have garbage bags on top of our bin for 4 weeks, but every time they call, you're telling them that they're gonna pick it up. It's not getting picked up. So there's 3 more text messages. So Tuesday, so now today, now it's delayed by 1 day due to unforeseen circumstances. Well, today is what, Thursday? I got this today at 9:34 a.m. It's delayed by 1 day due to unforeseen circumstances. My pickup day is Tuesday. I've been delayed Tuesday, Wednesday, now Thursday it hasn't been, so we're on day 4 of your text messages actually not doing anything. I guess there could be the fact that they can't get the workers, I don't know. That's not our job as citizens to try and figure out their business model. They're signing us up for a service that they are not taking care of. And I just got an email that our bill is gonna go up another $20 a month. That was yesterday. So on top of not being picked up, you call in, if you get a credit, it's not for the week. You get like $7 or something. You don't get a full pickup rate. So I paid I think it was $160 60, it comes to basically like $58 a month per pickup. The new rate's gonna be like 61 something by the time it's done per quarter. And then they bill you per quarter, and you have to have either a credit card set up or auto pay or some version of something, because they want their money, but we can't go dispute it, basically. It's not right. I mean, I don't think necessarily it's on these two guys that are here. I think there's some management issues above that, and their hands are tied, but they're the face of what's happening. So when I have contacted Ryan and he reached back to me about stuff, he was trying to fix issues, but there's nothing happening. I don't know whose fault that is. I don't know. It's not my job to figure out. And then another issue with the city side of this, which there was a councilman up here. It's on the agenda every time, like I go to city council meetings, it's on the agenda every month about, well, currently, the city doesn't have a contract, don't quote me on this, but I'm 99.9 is making sure that the city does not have a signed contract for service in September. So why? But they're picking up and the city's still paying them, but there's no signed contract. Maybe somebody else can indulge on that, but thank you, appreciate you guys coming and looking into the matter for us.
And thank you for your testimony. Again, there were a lot of hands that went up to people in the city. Almost all testimony was from the county. Are there any other residents of the city that would like to make a comment? Sure. Did you get that? Okay, is your wife?
Keep it short. Well, that's what you have to call it. My name is Greg DeBoer, DeBoer. Full disclosure, I'm the mayor of Big Timber. I would like to echo what Councilman Ferguson said. The last year has been a huge increase in issues. And we've discussed this with Republic. Our clerk and deputy clerk are basically the complaints department for Republic at this stage. It has gotten a little bit better very recently. And again, we understand the management problems. We're working on a contract. The contract is presently with Republic. Their legal team is going through it. We're having a back and forth. We're trying to change some of the language so we have a better way to address these issues as far as credits not picking up and that kind of a thing. I will also say that we get a lot of calls at the city for the county residents. Even our contract through Republic for the county. We do tell people to call and maybe we can help them with that. But everybody in the county has their own individual contracts directly with Republic. So I just want people to realize that some of the calls we get, our hands are tied as far as that. But we do get a lot of them and we do pass them on to Republic. So.
In fact, there was in a conversation with Senator Wellborn. I'll take this question because I'd like to get this on the record one way or the other. This being the record, might be follow up. Think of something very let me know. We're only about 20 miles from the mountains. It has to be bear country here. In the summer, when it's not, if trash is not picked up, do you have increased incidences and perhaps encounters with bears, black or grizzly?
Yes, luckily we haven't had any grizzly episodes yet. 2 years ago, we had at one point 4 different black bears in town. I had one in my garbage can. I live over on the east side. So it is, and we actually discussed with Republic getting bear proof, but the cost and all that, at this point, we haven't moved forward with that, partly because we don't have a grizzly issue. Red Lodge, of course, does, and they have
bear-proof containers for most of the garbage is there. And I would say personally, I'm at 99.9%. I lived where I lived for 7 years, and I can count on one hand the number of times they didn't pick up that day, but they've always picked up. But I realize I'm in the minority. People are giving me the stink eye. Count it, folks.
Okay, I want to pursue this just a little bit more, because we're gonna have further action. And I don't know what that's gonna look like. It appears as though there's been an increase in called delinquent, delayed, or non-pickup. Has fare activity and encounter increased with that, or has there always been bears wandering around Big Timber once in a while?
Yeah, every year we'll have a bear or two episode. A couple years ago was exceptional. I think last year, I don't remember anybody complaining about bears in town. Correct me if I'm wrong, City. I didn't hear of any bears in town last year, but it depends on, as you know, the weather, the food supply outside of town and that kind of a thing.
So the issues with trash pickup do not seem to have exacerbated bear encounters, they're just pretty much the same, hit or miss.
I would say that is true, yes. I haven't seen a huge.
Well, the reason that's important, is somebody wondering, is we're mainly talking about public health issues. Bears, sows with cubs, are a public safety issue. So looks like we're focusing mainly on public health. Would that be correct?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you for coming. Thank you.
Are there any other testifiers that are here in person? Raise your hand, either side of the room. Seeing none, do we have any commenters? Wait, hold on. Sure. After this, we'll go to commenters online. So if anybody needs to figure out their mute and raise their hand and all that, that would be a good time. Yes, sir.
My name is Roger Cosgrove, live north of Big Timber.
Rocky, what?
Cosgrove, COSGRIFF. Same problem everybody else has had, never picks up, you call and waste how much time on the phone, on hold, trying to hold people. I run a multi-million-dollar company, I'm not here to run your company, get your shit done. So basically, they don't show up, I take a torch to it and I burn it. And they still don't show up. I wasted, I don't know how many hours on the phone trying to get them to come pick it up. And nothing.
What sort of business are you in?
Cattle.
Cattle?
Yeah.
So you're a feedlot?
No, cattle can producer.
Good man. Thank you.
So, thank you.
Last call for here in person after we take care of any online. If anybody wanders in late or somebody thinks of something, we'll do one more.
I'd just like to ask a question. So all of the information that's been given.
Please come to the microphone, sir, so people can hear the question. That will include me.
So early on,
Name, please.
David Peterson was up a little bit earlier. Early on, you mentioned that it's strictly a forum for information to come to you and give you that. What do you do with the information? What happens after this?
Okay, I can answer that. Do you want to take a stab at it, or do you want me to do it?
I can answer. My name is Amanda Webster. I'm a staff attorney with the Public Service Commission. This is part of our gathering of comments, just as comments that people call the office, they get answered by Katie and our compliance team. We're just gathering more comments here today so we can think about what to do going forward. The commission will have a deliberative process at some point in the future to decide what next steps will be taken. There may be a hearing that would be set where evidence and testimony will be presented and a final decision based on that, or other action might be taken. The commission has a lot of discretion. So this is the first step in the commission deciding what to do next. Commissioner Molnar will give you some more information in a little bit at the end of the hearing here on how you can follow the investigatory docket to find out what the commission's next steps are, but I believe soon, within the next couple of weeks, we should have some answer about what the next step is. Thank you.
Yeah, I was thinking in summary, I'd just say that we have, as she said, a lot of latitude. And we will explore what needs to be done. When we make that decision, it will be public at a work session. And to the best of our ability, we will be informed so that you can participate in Zoom. So do we have any online comments? We do not have any online commenters. So unless some. Okay, you want to address?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, I will point that.
Good.
Yes.
Good evening again, Commissioners. Ryan Kaufman speaking on behalf of Public Services. Thank you again for the opportunity to participate in this listening session. I have heard a number of statements from members of the community this evening, and I'm deeply appreciative that you guys are willing to attend and share the experiences and opinions. We know that thousands of successful stops we make in this county each month do not make customers feel better. Where we miss the mark. For those isolated instances, we want to make it right. We will. We seek to remediate those issues as fast as possible by rescheduling the pickup for the next opportunity and by proving the customer with the credit for the missed service in recognition of their unmet expectations. As the written comments that were submitted to the commission show, this is generally what our customers want. In those instances where the customer seeks something different, we welcome conversation. Serving a community such as Sweetgrass County inevitably provides a variety of challenges in the form of weather, staffing, equipment, maintenance, safety, or the coordination of each of these. Republic is committed to delivering the service in a safe, reliable way and we look forward to working with the community and the commission moving forward. If the commission or any member of the community has questions for me, I'm happy to answer them outside, and I will stick around afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you, Rand. Seeing no further public commenters, we are ready to adjourn the listening session. The commission will continue to accept public comment in writing and by phone. To provide public comment, please call the commission at 1-800-646-6150 or email the commission at pschelp, all one word, at mt.gov. Once again, the phone number is 1-800-646-6150 and the email address is pschelp@mt.gov. Anyone wishing to follow the commission's investigation into the Class D garbage services provided by Republic may follow docket number 2025.01.015 on the commission's online REDDI portal. Please contact the commission with any questions about accessing the portal or subscribing to notices of filings. I've been there 5 weeks and I still need help getting in the portal. It's okay to call and to give them this docket number and they will talk it through you in a minute. Call again the next day. Feel free to say, how do I access this? That's absolutely fine. Don't call me, call her. Thank you for the public comments. This listening session will be wait, one more comment.
I want everyone to know that there will be a hearing on this and you'll be able to zoom in or come in person and make public comment. And I would encourage you to find out when that date is. And you have a chance to make public comment on that hearing date when we get that posted. Also, because of boundary changes, I've had to change my district, if you will. I'm District 1, and I haven't had a chance to meet very many people here. And since I'm here, I will stay here until the last person leaves. So anyone who would like to meet me, I'm looking forward to that. Thank you.
Okay, before I drop the gavel, I would point out that I may have been on the commission like 5 weeks, but this is my third go around. I have 8 years experience. Working on my 9th. I've been in a lot of public meetings on major rate increases, citing proposals. I wants to build Laurel, the Laurel generating plant. I live in Laurel. I hear about it. And I've been to all the public meetings. None have been this large. And so while presented for what for many is now an emotional issue, you people handled yourself and should take great pride in a community that fosters this. With that, this listening session is now adjourned.